Abigail, obviously we finished the day off of session lows, but it was still a lot of red out there.
It was certainly a lot of red out there. We have the S&P 500 down more than 3%, the Dow losing 1,000 points, the NASDAQ 100 sharply lower, and the Russell 2000, those small cap stocks, down 3.33%. So there was nowhere to hide. All 11 S&P 500 sectors lower. And so it was clearly a bad day for stocks, but it didn't start here in the U.S. It started in Japan. The Nikkei, a broad benchmark in Japan, tumbled 12.4% in the Asian session today/yesterday. The worst day since 1987. There's fears around the banks. The banks were down even more in Japan, down about 20%, because there's been something going on called the yen carry trade. Basically, a weak yen has been launched into all sorts of other risk assets, basically a borrowing structure. But there's thoughts that maybe that's not going to last. And then in addition to that yen carry trade that's really fueled the too far, too fast, the animal spirits, the froth, we also, of course, have the intersection of business and politics, uncertainty around the election, and geopolitics.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Donald Trump was essentially blaming the sell-off today on Kamala Harris, predicting the Great Depression of 2024. He called it the Kamala crash. Is there anything to that, Abigail, the unwinding, for instance, of the Trump trade?
I don't think that there's anything to the idea of a Kamala crash, because I don't think that this movement has anything to do with the economy. Yes, we had a soft jobs report on Friday, but this is really about this yen, too much liquidity in the system, and frankly, people all year long looking right past it, really not a lot of thought put into the investing patterns. If you recall, we've had a lot of these GameStop type companies, Chewy.com, soaring on just pictures of animals on X. I bring that up because that's the degree of the froth. What we do have back in the system is some fear that VIX that we've looked at many times, and some of this is the election uncertainty because that was what started to bring it alive from the 12 level, but it's now, today at one point, higher than 65. It's in backwardization, which says that the current area of VIX is above where we'll be in October, November, and so forth, which had been heightened around the election territory. Relative to the Trump trade, it has unwound today to some degree. On the one hand, though, you have tech lower, so that would actually be positive for the Trump trade. DJT is down, and then, it's hard to know what the Kamala trade is exactly, but I put in a proxy for solar, the green energy. That's down, but it's down less. But I would say at this point, pretty much everything is down, so it's hard to parse it out between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump at this point. But I would say there's probably more selling ahead.
Bloomberg's Abigail Doolittle has been indispensable for us since the start of this turnaround here. We thank you again, Abigail. Today's market volatility fueling calls by some for the Fed to cut rates before their next meeting. Joining us now for that part of the story, Bloomberg's Edward Harrison. Edward, great to have you back on Balance of Power. How much more likely is an intermeeting cut today?
I don't think it's likely at all, to be honest with you. I think that the market was getting ahead of itself when it was making these bets. And in fact, the market has 5 cuts priced in right now until the end of the year. Likely what we're going to see is a Fed that has a lot of speakers coming out, says, wait a minute, hold on. We're going to take a measured approach. We're going to have maybe 25 basis points here, 25 basis points there, 25 basis points there, and we'll slowly ramp into this to a point where we get to a so-called neutral rate, something around 3%.
Well, it's worth keeping in mind that we do have inflation data next week that could potentially exacerbate these problems, make them feel less bad in terms of the pressure the market may be putting on the Fed, Edward. So when we consider the kind of grand sum of things there, is the Fed likely to be bowed by what's happening in financial markets? This isn't a need in like COVID 2020 era where they had to swoop into the rescue, right?
No, I don't think that they are going to be swayed by what's happening in the markets. First and foremost, because we haven't seen a reaction in the credit markets, and that's really where you see the intersection with the real economy. So they're not going to be swayed by that. In the meantime, I think that it's already priced in pretty much 95 to 100% that the Fed's going to cut in September, which is their next meeting. So that's pretty much a done deal. This only enhances the potential that they will cut. It's not that they're going to cut 50 basis points or intermeeting, but rather that they're going to give a precautionary cut and then move from there. And I think that at the margin, you really have to see real economy data go down before you get anything more aggressive from the Fed, and we're just not there.
All right, Bloomberg's Edward Harrison, thank you so much. Now, turning to our other big story, the question of who will be the running mate for Vice President Kamala Harris in the 2024 race. One of the reported finalists for the role, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, gave no hint in a brief comment earlier today.
Hi, Governor. Anything on the beef steaks yet?
I got nothing for you, man.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Have a great day.
Let's bring in Bloomberg's Michelle Jamrisko, who covers the White House and politics for us for more. So, Michelle, at this point, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, just after. We are expecting this is going to happen within the next 24 hours or less. Whoever it is has to know at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was a very smart response by Shapiro there. That's what you say when you maybe know something a little bit more than you want to let on. But yes, we're in the final throes of it, but I will say it ain't over till it's over. I mean, there's a lot of rumors swirling, especially after we know she met with the supposed top 3 in person. We know she has also talked with others virtually. So she could pull a rabbit out of a hat. You surprise us all, whatever metaphor you want. Really get someone who's a dark horse, perhaps, or maybe not in the mix in the top tier of candidates that we're talking about. And I think one thing we have to emphasize is that the Harris campaign has said, personal rapport is very important here. So there's a lot of talk about what each candidate might bring to the ticket, but it all matters, how those meetings went this weekend, how she feels about having that person as a teammate in this fight.
Well, I love that you're open to the idea of a surprise here, but surely whoever it is knows, right? They have to go on a week-long trip with Kamala Harris starting tomorrow morning. So assuming the phone call's been made, how do they roll this out?
Well, I mean, we're going to see it, perhaps via social media, via her text message, or a video announcement as well. It'll remain to be seen how, who gets the first bite at this. Hopefully, it's scooped somewhere, hopefully by Bloomberg. But, we'll see how it's rolled out. But I think, regardless, she's going to want to make a big bang ahead of that Tuesday night start to the swing, the multi-state swing that she'll have with that VP candidate.